The way .NET deals with the issue of multiple meanings of equality is quite neat. .NET allows each type to specify its own single natural way of measuring equality for that type. So for example, for strings, the natural definition of equality is do two strings contain exactly the same sequence of characters? That's why this line of code that compares two strings that differ in their case returns false. The strings contain different characters. By the way, it's very common that types expose their natural way of determining equality by means of a generic interface called IEquatable of t. In fact, String does implement that interface. But separately, .NET also provides a mechanism for you to plug in a different definition of equality if you don't like a type's own definition. This mechanism is based on what are known as equality comparers. An equality comparer is an object whose sole raison d'etre is to test whether instances of some type are equal using the comparer's definition of equality. Equality comparers implement an interface called IEquality comparer of t. So for example, if you wanted to compare strings ignoring excess white space, you could write an equality comparer that knows how to do that, and then use that equality comparer instead of the equality operator as required. Things work basically the same way for doing ordering comparisons. The main difference is that you'll use different interfaces. The slide shows the situation I've just explained for equality, and by analogy, .NET's mechanism for any type to declare its own natural way of providing less than or greater than type comparisons is based on an interface called IComparable of t, and C# gives various operators as well to assist in that. And separately, you can write what are known as comparers. These implement a different interface called IComparer of t, and are used to provide alternative criteria for ordering instances of t. And obviously later in this course, I'll show you how to implement all these interfaces. I should clarify, by the way, that I've put the phrases natural and plugged in quotes on the slide because those phrases are not standard terminology in .NET, so you probably won't see them in documentation. I use those words in this course because I think they do very accurately communicate the intended usage of these interfaces, and there isn't really any standard .NET term available for that purpose.